Okay, well, we are here at the Asher Walton House. Um, we are just actually outside on the porch
Mm-hmm.
talking, and oh, do you want to go get the Tootsie Rolls?
Mm-hmm.
And we are have it's kind of late, but we are going to do a recording here. Um, we have some games while Leah is getting the um, Tootsie Rolls. I have this idea before she was back. We've got some kids here. I don't know if they're down here with us. We'll set the dead bell up and see if we can get a response. But we were upstairs in the servants' quarters talking, and we were told the kids could come out. So we got some candy, and I'm gonna start out. So I'm gonna change the angle, and I'm ask you to move that. And then I'm gonna aim more towards me. We're gonna talk about this town. Actually, we are in Atlanta, Indiana, and at this time, this was built in about eight. It started in 1868. Leah is going to go over more of the history of the family. I'm gonna go over the town now. Now, if you look up Atlanta, Indiana, which I did, um, Atlanta, Indiana started by the merger of three neighboring rival towns: Spagerville, Shellville, and Buena Vista. The earliest part of what is now Atlanta was laid out in 1834, and the town has been called Atlanta since 1885. So this house would have been built and up before it was actually considered Atlanta. Um, Now, if you go by the 2010 census, Atlanta has a total area of zero point 0.3 square miles. So this is really a small town. All right. So if you go by that census of 2010, the population was 725 people at that time. And out of that 725 people, 265 households, 203 families living in this town at that time. And that meant there was about, and there were 302 housing units for the average at that point. The racial makeup of the town was a whopping 97.8% white or Caucasian. Then 0.6% African American, and then 1.4 other race. So this was a predominantly white neighborhood, and it still is. Of the 265 households, 39% had children under the age of 18 living with them, and 55, closer to 56, were married couples living together. The median age of the town was 36 years of age. 27% of the residents 27% of the residents were under the age of 18, 7 between 18 and 24. 27% is between 25 and 44. Now, this is where I fit in. 28% was 45 to 46, and 10% was 65 and older. And the gender makeup is pretty even, actually. 49% male and 51% female. If you go by the 2020 population, they dropped down to 712. And historically, this town has gone down in population as a trend. In 1900, it was about 1,000. It only goes back to 1900, and it got as low as 479 in 1940. And then it shot back up to the 600s, and now it's at around 712. So if we look at the real estate here, there's really not a lot of real estate. There's a 1.6 acre lot that is in an L shape. It has a kind of a house that is not inhabitable on it with a garage. You could get that 1.6 acres for $129,000. Oh, actually about 130,000 if we round up. The question would be, would you fix the house, or it is also advertised as a good lot to build a house, kind of like Asher Walton did. If you go into the crime report, as I scroll down here, they've got an A+ rating as a safe area. Overall, crime is a B rating. In 2005, crime will cost, it's actually very minimal here. With approximately 800 people, everybody we've talked to, kind of associated with this house, says that crime is very low here. There's actually no police here. We've seen the police car go by a couple of times maybe, but it's more the county police that comes and checks it. And I'm going to give it over to Leah for the history of the Asher Walton family.
All right. So we want to talk about Mr. Asher. So Mr. Asher is actually from Pennsylvania, and his family moved to Indiana. He did not come from a family of well means. However, he was able to establish himself very well. So while he was here in Indiana, he met his wife, Julia, and she was the daughter of Mr. Wolf, and would say that he actually was more of a man of means. So he married into a wealthy family. However, that didn't secure his wealth. He did that on his own. He had a very prominent stance in this community, as he was the owner of a lumber yard and general merchandise store, which he became owner of when his father-in-law decided to pass that business on to him. So he built this house, or had this house built in 1868. In fact, there was another house on this land. He was able to have that house picked up and moved over next door because he wanted to build the house on this lot. So, excuse me, the home took 4 years to build. It's a Victorian home and very beautiful. It has 16 rooms, and he ensured that this house was kept to true the era and filled the room with the finest and most unique antiques, decor, furnishings of its time. Within Secrets of the Walls, rich and raw in history, it's become a legendary landmark, not only for beauty, but also for paranormal activity. So some of the things that are seen here is a lady peering out of the window in white. It's what the locals say that they sometimes see in the windows. Locals are not interested in coming into the home. There's definitely the history of like this being the haunted house on the corner. Curtains open and close on their own. We've heard reports of disembodied voices. And the biggest report is children that like to play here. You can hear them running up and down the hallways. So himself and Julia had 6 children, 2 of which died at birth, and that happened during the building of the home. So it's unlikely that they lived in this home at any point. However, they did have 4 remaining children. And get into that family history here. So the family history, Asher Goodrich Walton died here in the home, in his room, at 3 a.m. In 1924. Again, he was 88 years old and didn't die of anything other than old age. There's nothing stating that anything unnatural happened to him. It was just old age. His wife, Julia Ann Walton, who is originally from Germantown, Wayne, Colorado. She died in 1960. She was 80 years old, and she also died in this home. And she also died in the bedroom and at 3 a.m. So they died in the same location, same time, 8 years apart, which the time was 3 a.m., which is kind of crazy. And so the 2 that died at birth were the 2 kids that they had, and then they had 4 living children. One is Cora Walton. She died when she was 78, and she had 3 children. And then there was Rose Walton, who married Lindsay Thomas. They both lived here with their children for some time. So at one point, there were 3 generations of Waltons living in the home. There was Mr. and Mrs. Walton, and then their daughter Rose and her husband Lindsay and their children. And again, they had 4 children. It's also said that Lindsay, who's the husband, died here in the home. They had a son, Edgar Walton. He died in 1916, and he died at about the age of 50. It was said it was very sudden and wasn't expected. He was married to Mabel Walton, and she died in 1911. So he remarried to Catherine Walton, and they had a son who they named Edgar Jr. He was born in 1915. So right at the end of right after he died in 1915. Try that again. Right after he was born in 1915, Edgar then shortly died after. So Edgar did not get to see the raising of his son, sadly. And also I should state that Edgar died in this home. Then there's Cheryl Walton, who married Flossie Mae Rhodes. Cheryl, what are you doing?
What is it?
He's doing something and it's been like distracting me.
Yeah. I'm done.
Okay. Cheryl did not die in the home. died at 77, and he had 2 children with his wife, Flossie.
Okay.
The youngest grandchild died in 2009. Now there is a like great niece
Or somewhere along there.
yeah, so extended family had actually came to the home to visit and explained that not only did Mr. and Mrs. Walton die in the home, as well as their son Edgar. It's stated, and also Mr. Lindsay, who died in the home. She had stated that there was a child that fell down the stairs that was related to the Waltons, and so the child died in the home. We don't know if that story is true or not. With a conversation we had earlier with the spirit, that was not the case, but we don't know for sure. And then a child died in the nursery, and the child wasn't the Waltons' child, but again, another like extended family member. With that, also the housekeeper and a carriage driver had also passed away in the home. So a lot of death in the house,
Yeah.
but the house held up through the years as well as it could. After the home left the Walton family in the 1930s, it exchanged hands many times, became different things. It's unknown really who owned the house in the 1960s and 70s. However, somebody else came, bought the home, rehabbed it, and turned it into a bed and breakfast. And then that lasted 2 years.
Yeah, something like that.
And then there was the death of that owner. The house was then again sold, and bed and breakfast continued. And then that owner passed. And then the current owner has it. And due to the haunting of the home and experiences that he lasted about 6 months in the home. He actually made the home like his office space. And after certain events happened with him, he was like, I'm done. And he left. And actually had the house shut up for about 10 years. Didn't do anything with the home. It just sat here. And he was able to meet Keith and his wife. And they're paranormal investigators as well, have great background, been doing it for over 30 years. And they were able to talk the owner into opening up the home for paranormal investigations. So Nick and I are here for the weekend and enjoying the weekend.
Yeah.
And now we're here to find out what exactly Nick is doing at the moment.
We'll readjust the camera again to get both of us. And I will get it as far back as I can. So you'll have to lean forward to be in. Now, we're going to try to get the children to come out. We've got a cat ball, which you can see in front of us. I don't know if you want to pull the dead bell out.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little impromptu investigation with this. And then this is a dead bell. And I don't think it's turned on yet.
No.
We're going to turn that on. And put the sensitivity not too high. And the things we've gotten so far, we last night was pretty quiet, which I get. Just like with the living, if you're not comfortable with somebody right away, you don't really say much or do anything. So I do get that. But when we went to bed and went to go to sleep, it was around 2:30 a.m.
Yeah, so
right? Somewhere around
just before 3.
Okay. And Leah heard a crash or a knock or something.
Very loud bang noise.
Something
fell.
Yeah. So from the nursery area.
Mm-hmm.
and she tried to wake me up and asked if I heard that, and I don't remember her waking me up even. So she went back and, well, at that moment she thought, well, maybe I'm just hearing things, and she went to sleep too.
I thought it was a dream.
Right. And well, she went back to her recordings and she's got an EVP,
Oh, not EVP.
not EVP, but a recording, and the sound is on there, and I listened to it, and we will try to put that into this and get that off of her recorder.
Okay.
But
Somewhere before 3 o'clock in the morning, something fell or made a loud crash,
mhm,
and I don't know what it was. I looked around the house in the morning. Nothing was moved, especially in the nursery area. Nothing had fallen.
And we were told a lot of activity is at night, so that could have been. It's been reported a lot of children's noises in the hallway. Now, keep in mind, at this time, children are meant to be heard, not heard, but seen.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you could see them, but they had to mind their P's and Q's.
Yeah.
And the servants were meant to not be seen and to not be heard. So they had their own hallway and stairs to go to their quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we were in the servants' quarters, and we think we got one of the servants, maid or housekeeper, whatever it may be. And we did ask some of the questions. And they said the children could come out tonight. Mm-hmm. So I thought, we've got some candy. I've got some Tootsie Rolls. We've got games. Now, some of these games they wouldn't know. I do have a deck of cards, though. And I thought it would be fun to see if we can get any responses if we play some card games with them. And let's get it so you can see both the cat ball and the dead bell. So we're going to do some 21, and we're going to use Tootsie Rolls as our chips.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. And I've already shuffled while Leah was talking. I don't know if you want to go over some of the other common things that do happen here. Did you talk about that?
Some things that are seen here, there's a book that they have out, and other groups talk about what they experienced while they're here. So, excuse me, what we do have is our dead bell, but they also talked about a mag lights, if you do the mag light thing, if that works or not. So I do have a mag light out, and it's in the music room, and it's on the table. So it's possible that maybe we have something come down and want to speak to us with that light. We have a little tracer light going too. And again, other things that are typically heard, EVPs, voices, whistling is a big one.
Children in the hall.
Children in the hall, and
the woman in white.
Yep. So those are like your bigger ones, but the whistling and children in the hall are like the big ones.
Yes. So
that seems to be a theme.
So we've tried this at other locations. What was the last one? Was that we were in the basement of one. Oh, Boyd. Yeah. Boyd House in Minnesota. And it didn't go very well. We didn't get any interaction, but thought, what the heck, might as well try. So we're going to do a little blackjack.
Okay.
And we're not going to do the dealer's rules. I'll deal them and we'll see what we get.
Yep.
And we'll bet Tootsie Rolls and we'll see who runs out. And if the children come down. Maybe they want to come down, and if you do hear us, you can either do that. Oh, okay. There's a glitch. It happens. Nope. Let's unplug it. Maybe it's charged up enough. Okay. So that's activated, and then we got the cat ball.
Mm-hmm.
So all you have to do is nudge it, and that'll go off.
Yep.
In the video, you cannot see the tracer. If that does go off, we will mention that.
And I do want to invite anybody here. We do have a little mag light. And we just do a little turn, and it turns on. You turn it back off.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
So
I'm going to put it right on the table here. And if you want to turn it back on or turn it off, it'll be right here for you. It'll be your way of communicating with us. And I'm just going to make a little announcement to the kids upstairs.
So she'll be right back. She's going to tell the children upstairs. And we're going to see, because we've been investigating upstairs. We have not done in here. This was the dining area for guests. There was actually a separate room or a separate door that you could come in, that guests would come in. And this opened up. And then if you go the way Leah was walking, that goes to your parlor room. That room was your music room. So we are, and this is where it is said that he was a Mason, and they would have full moon meetings here.
Yep.
So this is where he would have entertained his Mason meeting. And this was actually the biggest house in the area at the time. And this is where they'd open the house up to people that had lost somebody in their family for viewings of the bodies. So we're going to give this a try and see what happens. And we'll see who runs out first.
Okay.
So take your chips and we'll close away and make your wager.
Okay.
A 10, a 6, and I will let Leah go first, and we'll keep switching, just dealing.
Okay.
So she can look at her card and decide if she wants to go. If any of the children are here, they can give her some advice if they would like.
Okay.
And I'll look. Do you want a card?
No.
No? I will hit because I have a 6. And that's a 2, which makes an 8. So we'll flip our card and see who has a higher number. And she has blackjack.
I do.
So she gets my Tootsie Roll.
All right.
Do we need to play that song too? Tootsie Roll?
Oh, want me to dance? So I just had to stop for a second because I'm hearing some voice, but it's actually a guy outside. He's been singing.
Yeah, he did that last night too.
Yeah.
So now Leah's gonna deal. So children, if you want to come out, we are here. You sure that's how that is?
Yeah, I hear him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming from right outside those windows.
Okay. So we're gonna do another hand, and then we will do a walk around, turn the lights on, and then you can kind of see the. Oh, she's going big. Okay, well, we're gonna go too. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Is that one up, right?
Yep. And then down.
And then down.
So I got a jack, she's got a queen, and then our card down, which if she doesn't look, that's what I get. So I'm gonna hit. Take a card. Oh, you flip it. Oh, and I bust.
Okay.
So I lose again.
And I had a 20, so
So if you would like to join us, children, Mr. Asher Walton, you could join us.
And if you're just enjoying watching and just want to let us know that you're here, you can still press this button. Oh, nice.
It wasn't doing that earlier.
No, it was working really well earlier.
Yeah. Okay, I hear it ticking. So we're good. Okay, we'll just do the cat ball.
Okay.
All right, she got a king. I get a 5. Jeez.
Oh, we didn't wager.
Oh, we didn't wager. Okay. Oh, we're doing 2.
Mm-hmm.
She is trying to take me out quick.
Uh-huh.
All right. So I'm gonna hit, and I get an 8. So that means I have 13 plus what's underneath, and I'm gonna stay.
Okay, and I'm going to hit.
Okay, an 8.
Okay, I'm going to stay.
That doesn't bode well for me because I have an 18. So I'm assuming you have
20. Again.
Are the children gonna come and help me here? I mean,
and of course, if you want to see any of our investigation that we did earlier, especially the conversation we had earlier with the housekeeper, we did do a Facebook Live. So if you go to our page, that's Grow in the Wood, Woods Studio, you will see the recording of our Facebook Live. It was a very good conversation.
And yeah.
Okay.
Oh, also be sure season 3 will be coming out shortly after this airs. So join us for some more Creeps and Cocktails.
Yeah, we're going to be ending season 2 with a 3-parter Creeps and Cocktails. And we announced a podcast that we were invited on.
So if you...
We made the announcement. So we will be doing the 3-parter series on Albert Fish.
And this actually will come out after that, most likely. So
yeah.
So if you did not see the Albert Fish when that is out, you can go to that one.
I'll be nice and I'll wager 1.
Oh, okay. You're gonna do 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, a 6 and then an 8. Oh boy.
Okay. So then do you first?
Yep, I will hit.
Okay, you're gonna hit.
Yep. I will stay.
Okay. So I have an 8. And I'm gonna hit. And I'm good, I'll stay.
Okay, let's see what we get. 20.
I had 19.
I finally win. Holy cow. What is going on here? Any of the children come in? No matter what our results are with activity, this will get posted.
Yeah.
So just because we don't get any responses does not say anything.
Right.
This is just a attempt from us to get him to come out.
Mm-hmm.
A 7, a king. Oh, we didn't wager.
No, we did not.
Okay.
All right.
She's gonna look at her card and we'll see what we get.
I will hit. I will hit again.
And that's so you have
I'll
a 14 and then that one card that's down. Okay. I'm gonna stay. I have 17. What do you have?
17.
Well, that's a tie. So
All right.
series over. Just kicking my butt here. I don't know what I did wrong. Shows no mercy.
Okay.
8.
8.
An ace. Ooh. I like what you have. Okay. I will stay.
Okay. We'll hit. Okay. I will stay.
Okay. 19. That's 15. Because the ace is an 11 or a 1.
Yep. You win. I'm done with him winning, so I'm gonna wager 2.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it seemed like when I had 2, you would win.
Somebody's competitive.
A little bit.
A little bit competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kicked your butt in abduction.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
4. No. Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
A king.
Hit. I will stay.
Think about that, huh?
Yeah, I had to think about it.
I will stay.
Okay.
So what do you got?
I have 18.
I have 19.
Oh.
I'm going to say 3.
Oh, you're going up a bit. All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
So this is the kind of stuff we do when we do our investigations.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we're probably going to put a camera in the hallway and see, since we have that loud thud,
Yeah.
see if the camera picks anything up happening. Possibly. And pretty sure there'll be some boring footage to go through if nothing happens. Just be watching a hallway, but we will find out. And if we do get anything, it will be added to this.
Okay.
A 6 for me and a 3 for her. Hit. I will stay.
All right.
So I have a 16 showing right now. She has a 3 and an ace, so she has 4 or 14.
Damn.
And she busts.
I did.
I'll do 4 this time.
And I think after this, the other part of our investigations will go upstairs and see if we can gather the kids up there.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get the bell working again, I'm not sure what's going on with that. But
It could be by the computer has Wi-Fi going through it, so that could be part of it.
Okay. But we're gonna put the bell on one end of the hall while we're on the other end. And we have
Kind of want to use a battery pack and just have it on tonight.
okay. And then we'll have we have a little ball up there that we can play with, and there's some trucks,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna kind of hang out in the hallway and play.
Okay.
See if we get any responses.
Yeah. We were told the children could come out tonight, so we're going to find out. And maybe trying to sleep, we'll get them to come out too
Mm-hmm.
at some point.
And of course, we'll bring up some Tootsie Rolls and offer them a little candy.
Did you put your 4 in?
I forgot what was your deal.
It's okay.
Oh, you're gonna go 4?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm going to start pulling more from you now. A 2. Oh, king. Now.
Hit.
Another 2. So 4 showing.
Hit.
A jack.
I'll stay.
I will. Ooh, that's a tough one. So you have 14 showing? I will stay.
Okay.
I have 17.
I have 18.
Oh!
Haha. Now I'm gonna wager 4.
See, something I know about her is she likes Tootsie Rolls. So I thought this would be a fun way to interact as well.
He thinks he knows me. Actually, he does. I love Tootsie Rolls. He knows me. So far, pretty quiet down here.
Yeah, so far. Doesn't seem to be pulling them out. But one thing with investigating is you try different things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one way to get them to interact. Ooh, hit.
Do you bust? Ha ha.
So I'm assuming you're doing 4 again.
Yep. It's pretty much all in for you.
It's all in for me.
I'll let you deal. Okay, guys, I'm going to take his Tootsie Rolls.
And then if that's the case, then we will start doing a walk around with you guys as well.
Oh, we have to do SLS tonight.
Yes, and we'll use our SLS camera tonight again. Nothing really popped up yesterday. I had one sporadic thing pop up on there,
Okay.
but nothing huge. She got a 9, and I got a 5. It's kind of late,
Stay.
so we're a little tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe a little delirious. I'm going to hit. And I'll hit again. and I got a 3, and then I got an 8. So I have 16 showing, and I will stay.
I will stay too.
So let's see what she's got.
19.
Shoot, my math is. I said I had 16 showing. I got a 3, so I have 19 as well. So I guess
Okay.
that just carries over.
All right.
She don't get my Tootsie Rolls yet. I'm gonna work for them. Fun fact, I don't know if she brought up the railroad. The house is built on Main Street in the corner of Railroad, and Asher Walton was actually instrumental in bringing the railroad there.
Yeah.
Right in front of the house. To me, that would be kind of annoying, but for him, it was a way to watch over his investments.
Mm-hmm.
So
the railroad is literally in front of his house.
and we actually the train came today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to see, and it parked pretty much right in front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
They have the railroad ties out though, so I think there's gonna be some maintenance on the railroad. And I got a 9. She's got a 2. And I will stay.
Okay. I will hit. And I will stay.
18.
19. I win. All the Tootsie Rolls are mine.
So I'm going to come around and grab the camera and we'll do a walk around. And I'll go to the front door to start. So we'll turn on what lights we can. And so right here is the parlor or the dining area for guests. The owner has a supercomputer thing in here. The door here, if you see, that's where the guests would knock and then come in.
Mm-hmm.
So when they use this for the funerals and viewings of the bodies, this would have been where they would have came in. Which leads into the parlor, or this was the music room. The owner has a desk and stuff kind of stored in here right now. But of course, handcrafted doors. I can't remember if this light turned on. Yeah. Okay, this one turned on. If you look at these doors, I don't know if you want to
There you go.
lead.
Yeah.
You look at these doors, they're handcrafted. In the building of this, he got the best woodworking people. And you want to try and see if this light turns on?
This light does not.
I just pulled the thing and see.
Remember this was off?
Yeah.
No, remember they said the electric?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this light won't turn on.
Yep, this light won't turn on. This was the parlor room, though. And here's the front door. So if you were the family, you'd walk in right here, and you get this beautiful staircase, which leads you to the parlor, the music room.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go up the stairs. And at one point, there were 3 generations here. So that would be the Waltons, the daughter and her husband and grandchildren. And this is a beautiful area. Sometimes see it's a thing that daughter and her husband, and this would have been.
Now it's on.
Here we got Abigail. Then there's the cars that Leah was playing with earlier.
Yeah.
The camera's down there. Being a stalker. Got a bunch of creepy dolls. This would have been the nursery for them. They would have had their kids right next door to them. This way the servants could come in and take care of the children and not disturb the family. And then you go back into the hallway and look at this beautiful woodwork and plaster. Oh my gosh. They got the finest.
This room here that does say Walton on it. This is the one room that has the name for them.
Mhm.
This was Mr. and Mrs. Walton's room.
And if you look, there was a desk in here. There's a desk in here right now. The doors are taped shut. If you were trying to sleep and the doors kept coming open, I think you would tape them shut too.
Which is what was happening with Keith and his wife when they were staying here. These doors kept opening and closing to the point where they had to tape them shut.
Which leads you to the nursery for the Waltons. And now it's a big walk-in closet with windows. Does anybody have a walk-in closet with windows? So this is a closet now. That was a doorway at one point, and that's where the servants would come in, the maid or the housekeeper would come in and clean and take care of the children.
Asher, everybody know my bunny. This is my bunny. Say hello to my bunny.
And then if you go further down, the one that says white on it, I'm assuming this would have been where they kept the guests. Because the way this house was set up was when people stayed, they weren't with the family, but they still had a room. And I mean, it's not a big room. And all the beds are set up because with it being open to paranormal teams, there's places they gotta sleep. This goes to the attic. The owner has a lot of personal stuff. He just kind of stored it. The attic is huge from what we were told.
It goes the length of the house.
Yeah. So now here's where you get to the servants' quarters. Now this is no longer a room. Built when no plumbing.
Right.
Now it's a bathroom. That does not work, mind you. There's a creepy clown to tell you not to use the toilet. But if you went down these stairs, which I'm not going to do with the computer in my hand, so we will head back down and we'll show you the kitchen while Leah kicks cat balls because she likes doing that, I guess. And if you look down, I mean, you can tell me what angle I got.
That's the way down. Way down.
Mhm.
Don't jump.
So we'll head back down, and that's the upstairs. And we'll show you kind of where in the kitchen, the servants' quarters come out. Oh, is the fireplace showing pretty good?
What was that?
How's the fireplace showing on there?
There's the fireplace.
That's from Italy. So he brought in the finest stuff. Now, from the music room, you go straight through this hallway. This would have been the family's quarters. And they have a camera system set up so that we can be so we can watch the cameras. Then you go in here. This would be where your kitchen is. And I'm going to let Leah show you the quarters for the...
Oh, okay. So I'm going to take over here and bring you along. And this would be the way to the servants' quarters. So this is the back door here. And then here is the stairs to go back up to the servants' quarters where we were. Now back in the kitchen. All right. So we showed you the home and got to play a little game, see if we had any activity. Unfortunately, we didn't get any activity.
No, unfortunately.
We're not done with the night. We're going to go upstairs and do some stuff.
And if there is more, I will get it in here. So thank you for joining us, and be sure to join us for season 3 and some more fun creeps and cocktails.
Yes.
Maybe some more fun facts about death.
Yes.
Revisiting some of the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good season.
Well, yes. So thank you for watching, and we will see you in the future, we hope.